We might not even cover it. Good to go? All right. Welcome, everybody, to Season 3, Episode 25 of the Fantasy Guys. We are officially live and ready to get this show on the road. Got a whole squad in the building today. Looking forward to another great show. Of course, let me give a shout-out to the people that are in the building, starting off with little big bro Yusuf Thabit in the back on the ones and twos. You sure we're good to go, Yusuf, by the way? It's looking like it's still loading. We're good on YouTube? Make sure we're good to go, by the way. I just want to... We're good? Okay. I don't know why it's not popping up right here. All right, but like I said, we're officially live again. Season 3, Episode 25 of the Fantasy Guys. Shout out to little big bro Yusuf Thabit in the back, always on the ones and twos. To the right of me, we got Coach Mo T in the building. Of course, you got myself, Omar T. And to the left, we have... Oh, it's not AB. Who's this right here?
I could be AB if you want me.
Well, first of all, can you turn the mic a little bit closer to you as well, just so it could be a little bit louder? Shout out to Fattest Alsakaf is in the building today. Did you kick AB out? How did this all work? You know, what happened? How'd you get?
I'm not sure. Hopefully he could call in and explain himself. I don't know why he's not here.
Okay, we just want to make sure. AB is actually at work, won't be able to make it. As you can see, we're going live at a different time, so I kind of messed it up for AB, but inshallah, he'll be back once we are probably out of Ramadan. I just like the start time because I stay up later. And then T-Mac is in the building, you know, Mr. T-Mac, Mr. 3-Mac, you know, that's what I'm going to call him. Hit that big three. That was a nice shot by, shout out to Nasser from Humble Sports. He had a great clip of T-Mac pulling up a three, D Nasser, that is. And so shout out to T-Mac. He's in the building. And, of course, we got the coach, Bosch. Shout out to Bosch. He's in the building today. And, you know, Bosch right here, man, you know, we're going to give him his kudos once we start diving into the charity game and everything else in between. So today we're going to talk about the charity game. We're going to talk about the crazy NFL free agency that's been going on. You know, we might even dive into the NBA. And if we have time at the end, as you guys know, it's Selection Sunday for NCAA basketball. You know, today is like a holiday for a lot of people because everybody gets to see where their team is going to be playing at. So we're might dive into that, but we'll see. You know, got to give a shout out to the sponsors. Of course, we got the Balkan House, Qahwah House, BC Adhesives, Juice Box, Unique Coney Island, Specialty Medical Center, and Hanley International Academy. Shout out to all of our sponsors. We're going to first of all give a shout out to Unique Coney Island. Shout out to Sambo. He also hit a three in the charity game. Sambo, 1-for-1 shooting, three-pointer. So shout out to Sambo, Nate, and everybody at Unique Coney Island. And then we're going to officially get the show on the road.
All right, Yusuf, I'm looking for a place for some unique food.
It sounds like you're trying to go to Unique Coney Island.
It sounds like you're right. Unique Coney Island is famous for their original unique pita, homemade chicken lemon rice, unique chicken qalaba, shawarma, gyro, and much more. They also now have a rewards program where every 100 points you get $7 off your next meal. They currently have 2 locations, one in Sterling Heights and one in downtown Detroit. So if you're looking for a place that has unique foods, be sure to stop by Unique Coney Island.
All right, here we go. First of all, you know, the charity game. So this is our first show, came out since the last show we did with Mo Abdurrabba and Mo Sufi the week before the charity game. You know, I haven't even been in the studio. We did a couple online shows. So it's actually been like 2 weeks since we've been back in the studio. So charity game happened last week, Friday. Team Dearborn with the 56-44 victory. Speaking of Mo Abdurrabba, give him a round of applause. Speaking of Mo Abdurrabba, he was the MVP of the game. I don't even know how many points he ended up, but he had to have at least over, maybe close to 20, right? I mean, I'm assuming. So he had a very nice game. I mean, I already kind of knew he was a great hooper, but I feel like I got like a whole nother level of respect with the way that he played that day because he was determined, he was dedicated. But Team Dearborn, you know, overall played a great team game. Team Hamtramck came out, blitzed, came out on fire. Umar was on the microphone yelling and screaming. Getting a hype, and then slowly but surely, Ahmad's voice was quiet each quarter as it started to go by, and by the second half, you know, Coach Bosch, I saw that look in Coach Bosch's eyes and then Team Dearborn's eyes, and they took over, and after that was all she wrote. I think the final score is 56-44. The over hit, you know, it was 89.5, and it was at 100. A lot of stuff went wrong in the Vegas lines, you know what I'm saying? So if you were betting on those things, you know, you could have won you some good bets in those situations. But with that said, talk to us. The first question is what went right, what went wrong, and there's no better person to start off with than Coach Bosch. Let's start off with what went right for Team Dearborn in that game.
Man, you know, a lot of things. Rotations, number one. You know, a lot of my guys were ready when they were called and hungry, you know. So we started a little flat. You know, Hamchemi came correct. You know, we were a little sluggish. But after a couple timeouts and the right substitutions, my guys woke up and emerged. Man, you know, having a guy like Mo Abdurrabba there for the cause and, you know, what all that meant to him and, you know, all he's been through really put the city on his back. You know, and it really showed. And I've been playing with the guy for years, man. I've never seen him play that determined.
Really?
Honest to God.
I felt like it was like a whole nother level, man.
I mean, the way he was just snatching the ball out of the air and like you heard thunder, real talk, you know.
I felt like he was playing for his country, too, not just for his city.
I'm telling you, man, as tired as he was, I couldn't get him out of the game.
Yeah, man.
I had to basically tell him, please take a breather, bro. Like, I can't have you getting hurt or anything, man, you know, so...
So shout out to Bosch, by the way. You know, throughout this process, I made sure we communicated where we wanted to have the most fair situation possible, and so we were trying to get guard play at first in terms of celebrities, but then that didn't work out. So I was like, man, the only next option that maybe Hamtramck has is Coach Eli, and we felt like Mo Abdurrabba was a great matchup. First of all, I'll just say this, obviously to me, Mo Abdurrabba outplayed him, but in general, Bosch called me, was like, run it. That's what he said on the phone. He was like, we're running with Mo Abdurrabba. Bring Eli. Make it happen. Let's do it. And lo and behold, it was the right situation. You know what I'm saying? So coming from Bosch to T-Mac. T-Mac, talk to us, from the viewpoint of someone that was in the game. What went right for Team Dearborn?
Well, a lot of credit goes to Coach Bosch and Coach Jamal because we had, 12 players?
Yep.
And the way they rotated us, it was beautiful, man, because we'd play 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes, and get subbed out. They kept us fresh, and every time we win in the game, we'd show out. We'd play our best. So everybody played good, man, top to bottom. I don't think anybody played bad in Team Dearborn.
Fat Alsakaf, had a couple big plays. I think that was one of the hyper plays when you had that breakaway steal, foul, and one. I'm not gonna lie to you, if I was like, rooting for the other side and stuff like that, I probably would have lost my voice and did a cartwheel after that. But
adding to what T-Mac said, the rotation, keeping everybody fresh was key. But at the same time, it was kind of difficult because we had to, kind of still keep the momentum. You're playing with a different personnel every time you're in there, so it's kind of hard to, get in the flow of the game. But Bosch did an excellent job gauging everybody and kind of looking at when he needs to pull somebody out. And like you said, Mo was unbelievable, man. It made it a lot easier for everybody. And then you gotta thank Mo T for the starting lineup he had there for the most of the time. So,
what's that about? What did you talk about right there?
There's a couple of guys that just should have been pulled out earlier. And but like he said before the game, there were some rewards coming from certain restaurants that he had to agree with certain players so that they can keep them in
Nader Elabed.
It's too early for that.
It's the annual call. We got Nader calling in. We got to make sure we hear Nader right quick, too. Nader, what's going on? Super duper elite, sir. Mr. Half Court Shot.
Who's that? Yes. Did you mention that?
Just right now.
Okay, good. 'Cause that was a really hard shot. It was very clutch. And if Bosch wasn't there to cheer me on, I don't think I would have made it.
Yes, sir.
What shot were we talking
Yeah.
about?
Number one fan. Half court.
Half court shot,
Half court
halftime.
shot.
Were we at halftime?
Halftime.
He had the half court shot.
Yeah.
So, Nader, let me ask this question. Tell us what went right, what went wrong in the game, the charity game.
Everything, in my opinion, went right. There was some political stuff I won't mention that kind of irked me. It was very good, very successful, and there's another one coming up for charity too at the Fortson alumni and Edsel Ford alumni.
Yeah,
which that's going to be a good one also, and I hope a lot of people support that.
For sure. And so, just overall though, Nader, how do you think the event went in general? And how
I think it went. I think the gameplay was amazing. All the vendors, amazing. the referees, I think maybe in the beginning they were a little. I don't know what was going on with that, to tell you the truth. But all in all, it was a very, very good game. The celebrities got some good playing time. Hill Harper did amazing. It really surprised me, with his gameplay. And I think Bosch can attest to that too. Correct, Bosch?
Absolutely.
For sure.
He had high basketball IQ.
He looked good out there, man. He made a couple nice passes. Found Musa right under the rim for a nice, easy lay. Good awareness.
And you guys were saying like he was a cool dude too, as well.
Oh, he's the best.
Great guy, man.
Great guy.
Oh, hey.
He
went
right
out
up to
and
me
introduced himself to every single person. Like introduced himself. I kind of wish you guys had him speak too. He didn't get to speak. I think for the next time we need to look at get some of these celebrities to speak. Maybe a couple minutes.
For sure. I mean, I just wish, because I really wanted to. Some of the stuff that I couldn't get in contact with him, man. I didn't have a chance to speak to him.
It was very hard. I know it was a very busy guy.
Yeah.
And hopefully he wins. The Senate seat.
Well, good luck.
Very down to earth guy.
Yeah, seemed like a very cool guy, and would love to have him on the show, like we were saying, Bosch, in the future too, and just get to know him a little bit more. I did not know he was on the Fresh Prince though, but that's funny when y'all posted those photos. Remember Lisa's girlfriend that played basketball, and then Will Smith was jealous of him. There was an episode. I don't know if you remember. It was that little shorter dude.
Listen, I'm gonna find
that
it.
was
I'm
him.
gonna find it on YouTube.
And Will Smith, he was wearing that fat suit, kind of being disguised at the grocery store.
Remember, he went to the grocery store. Yeah, that's so funny.
he was on Married with Children too.
See, y'all take those two back, man. I don't know what that is right there.
Yeah.
Al Bundy? You don't know Al Bundy?
No.
Oh wow.
So he got old money.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, Married with Children.
Really?
No,
It came out the same time. Simpsons came out.
Well, I mean, I know the Simpsons, but I don't know that. I'm sorry.
No, but they were off by the time you.
Come on, Ahmad, you're not that young. Relax, man.
I'm just saying.
The only one that would probably understand it, watching it back then, is Fahmy.
Al Bundy's like A.B. Abraham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, is my cousin on the show today?
No, he's. I mean, if you're watching it right now live, Faddis is here, sitting here. We just don't know what happened with AB.
Okay, Ferris, PG1's there, Bosch is there, Moti.
And we got T-Mac, Mr. 3-Mac.
Oh, T-Mac, yes, the most improved player after 4 years in a row. Yes. You know what? Looking at the bench, and looking at all the players and everybody having fun, it was really nice. And we, I like that. I liked where everybody was cheering everybody on. And hey, a couple shots Hamtramck made, I kind of jumped up too. I mean, it was just a good game.
No,
it was more than Detroit against Hamtramck. It was like brother playing against brother, really.
Good way to put it.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like the vibes were very good, and the energy was high coming out, and it was nice, man. Like I like coming from the perspective.
Gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very nice center. I know a lot of you guys went to high school there. It's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, they did some remodeling since we've been to high school there, but yeah, for sure, it's nice. It's
and it's the same size as Salina, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. It's the same size as Salina.
I always thought basketball courts were the same size in general, but I don't know. I don't think that's true for every situation.
No, it was the same size.
Yeah.
Standard.
Any final comments, Nader?
Yeah, just make sure you plug the charity the game, the alumni game coming up, okay?
For sure.
I mean, we need to get a lot of people there.
Yeah,
I know Ferris and Sonny and them are working very hard, behind the scenes getting that going.
Yep, and we are
and we need sponsors. We need a lot of sponsors.
We got promos, videos coming out. Inshallah, I'm working with the lady that's doing it. And then I'm going to have a couple of guys on the show that Tuesday, I think April 16th, that Tuesday on the show to discuss the game that coming Friday, too. So we already scheduled that as well.
That's amazing.
Yep, inshallah.
And one more question before I go.
Yes, sir.
When's our victory dinner, Bosch?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this because, I was invited last year and I almost kind of feel like I'm obligated to, just to be there.
No. We got to make sure Hill Harper's there, and we got to make sure Rashida's there. And who else was our celebrity?
Yeah, we'll let him speak at the dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moti hasn't even got a chance to speak today either. So we gotta make sure.
AB's not on. Wait, AB's not on the panel. I would figure he'd be speaking as much as he can.
No, it's his cousin is taking over.
Well, listen. Tell Ferris I got that cheesecake for later if he wants. I saved him a piece.
I don't like cheesecake, but thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I love cheesecake. All right, guys. You guys have a good show.
You as well, Nader. Thank you, Nader.
Later, Nate.
Bye, guys.
Peace. All right, Moti, you could now talk about what went right for Dearborn, and then talk about, let's dive into Hamtramck and what went wrong for Team Hamtramck, Moti.
A shout out to Dearborn. They came out and played. Simple as that. Hamtramck, had a good first quarter. You could say first half. You know what I'm saying? And then, they wanted to get involved in the tug of war. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what it was. Actually, I'm laughing, but now that I think about it, it wasn't.
No, I'm joking. But they just came out. We just came out flat second half. I mean, all credit to Dearborn, and they just outplayed us, honestly. Coach Bosch outcoached me. Mo Abdurrabba, great player. Last year they had Camel controlling the game. This year was Mo. To me, it's amazing. And I think Hamtramck lacks that. Hamtramck lacks a player like that. And I don't know where we're going to find it, to be honest with you. A T-Mac, big three, momentum three, you know what I'm saying? Multi-hit 1-2. Eric Snow, the and one, it's momentum, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think the foul helped the shot go in. But, those are big plays, man, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully next year we, get some new players, maybe get some new coaches, and come out stronger.
So a couple things I want to say off of this. Number one, listen, it's been like 2 weeks now, so I don't want to go back and, bring back, what do they call it, wounds or open wounds and stuff like that. But, what I didn't like was, people blaming others and people blaming one thing. Like Team Hamtramck, they lost as a team. Like Team Dearborn straight up came out in the second half and just outplayed Team Hamtramck. It was not one thing. I don't care whatever you think the one thing was. That was not it. It was just everything. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing to me was just Hamtramck couldn't score in the second half. It was like 25-26 at halftime, and they only scored 18 points in the second half. That's not going to win you nothing in the second half. So, that's number one. Number two, the biggest major thing is this game will no longer be the 35 and older league. Just that's one thing that's for sure is not going to happen anymore. Dearborn, Dearborn, shots at Dearborn. They brought a couple of the, I would say, not the greatest players from the league and still sort of dominated the game. And so at the end of the day, and then so many people reach out to me to play this game, and I've always thought about different ways of trying to get them involved, and then I talking to Bosch as well. So I don't know what the formula is going to be. It's either going to be, which I don't want to do this, and I don't think it's going to be this, which is, 12 celebrities versus Hamtramck and Dearborn mixed. Or what I really think that I'm maybe going to push is probably have a team of 10 where, still the two celebrities are making it 11 and 12, but 5 maybe from the LOL league, and then 5 of the best hoopers from the both cities.
I like that.
Maybe have an age limit though, because I don't want no 18, 19-year-olds, but maybe like 25 and older.
Yeah.
And because I know some Bosnians that want to play, I know some Bengalis that from Hamtramck that want to play that are solid. Like, why not bring these people involved? You know what I'm saying? We're using the city's name. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of like we're being mean by like just saying we're only picking from this league. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're using the city's name, the mayors are involved. So let's open it up. Let's open it up and bring the best hoopers from both cities. Still kind of use the LOL league players as well because, show the respect to them because they've been involved.
I like that.
And so, but that's for sure going to happen because no offense, but we can't be bringing out the same people every time.
No, that's a great approach, man. I like it.
Yeah.
Especially Hamtramck, man. You guys are so diverse. You're so tight. Everyone's like cool with each other.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then, bringing different backgrounds involved. Like, just showcase the cities, man. And it's not just Yemenin in the cities. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but let's keep it moving, man. Anything else I want to talk about? Like, what went wrong? What in your eyes is what went wrong for Team Hamtramck? Like, I mean,
Sufi got hurt.
Yeah,
that's
Sufi
one of
went
it.
down, man. That was big. I didn't realize it until he didn't come out in the second half, and I'm so locked in. I didn't really realize it.
What ended up happening to him, by the way? What
And
was
then-
his injury?
I think it was a hamstring.
Multi?
Yeah, I think he pulled his
Yeah,
hamstring.
it was a hamstring, but guys, I'm not making that excuse, man. Honestly, I personally hold a lot of people with the utmost, respect, and to a standard also too. And Guyz and Hamtramck, even though to me your idea is a great idea for next year, but to me it's a slap in the face to the Hamtramck players, telling them you guys aren't good enough, and they need to step up. And it's true, you know what I'm saying? And a few guys from Hamtramck, I still believe could have stepped up and at least made it a better, a good game, to be honest with you, but they didn't. It's very disappointing, and this is the result.
Yeah, I don't want to take it to that point, by the way. I'd rather just have it where we're just trying to include more people from the city of Hamtramck and the city of Dearborn. It's not more about that. But don't get me wrong, it's hard to sell the game when people ask me who's coming to the game and there's a bunch of 40-year-olds playing in the basketball
100%.
game. So, it's nice to open it up, man. It's nice to open it up. Like, there's a lot of people, again, that reach out, that see the name Hamtramck, and they be like, why are we not playing? And, you kind of cut them off by saying we're only selecting from the league, which makes it easier.
Absolutely.
But honestly, it's easy to pick out the people. Like, we're going to really, I feel like I have 8 people in mind, and I'm going to have to pick 5 of those 8 people from the Hamtramck side,
It's a great
Dearborn,
idea.
obviously, is a bigger city. So.
What I heard was there was a lot of rumblings going on that with Kamal and the big ticket last year, we only won by what was it, single digits, right?
Realistically, Dearborn could have won all 3 games if we're being serious right now.
But what I'm trying to say is that they thought that without those 2 being in the lineup, they really thought they had a chance.
Oh yeah, the Vegas odds. Vegas odds.
But the big ticket forgot that we got the ticket master this year on our team.
I agree.
He led the team.
That is a ticket master.
that
That's
was
a good name for him.
Yeah, see.
That was
Yeah.
one of
Ticketmaster?
the.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things that was our downfall. I think we came in a little too cocky, too
Yeah, they
confident.
said there's no Kamal.
No. It wasn't.
No,
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was more like we had 2 great practices. We're talking.
Against
we're
who?
laughing.
Who'd you practice against?
No, versus each other.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I mean, there are runs. It's not like we had
and some
like,
outsiders.
I mean, going off that, man, I felt like my guys took that very disrespectful, in all
Yeah,
honesty.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They really did. And our practices were no joke. It was me, Omar Abdurrabba, Manawar, Kamal. These guys beat us by the end, like the second, third practice, they were beating us, like in all seriousness. And it was tough, bro. Like we were almost fighting on the court against each other.
That helped us a lot.
Real
Like,
talk.
against those 5.
I'm being honest with you.
That's smart.
A lot of things were said. A lot of people got upset, but we left everything on the floor, And then we only brought T-Mac the last day, cuz?
Last day.
The last day, we told him, listen,
told him.
man, we can't commit anything to you. Fadallah's not looking good, and Fadallah suggested it. He's like, hey, I might not be able to go. I think we should bring T-Mac on board. And I let all the members know, are you guys okay with it? They were all okay with it. And T-Mac came, had a great practice with us, then followed up with a great Wednesday game against Sufi. And then we brought him onto the team and ended up showing dividends in the game, hitting some big shots for us and being a big threat on defense. So, and then Coach Jamal's second half adjustment, he shook up the lineup to go with a defensive approach, which helped Dearborn tremendously, man. So shout out Coach Jamal, making those adjustments. But man, yeah, my guys did not like that. They thought that they were living in the shadow of Kamal or the big ticket, man. They took offense to that, so they came out swinging.
Oh, okay, I thought it was the Vegas odds that they took offense to.
No, I mean,
Dearborn, that third quarter, I remember you saying they only had like 2 points at one point.
Yeah, there was like even in second quarter, I think Hamtramck didn't score for until the 5-minute mark. It was like a good 7 minutes where they, that's when they made the comeback team Dearborn. They just struggled. I think after they had 16 points in the first quarter, and then what? So 28 points in the next 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, because they had 44.
Yep.
So that ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
That's not even gonna cut. That's an average less than almost 9 point something, 9.3 points per quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna cut it. So any other comments,
And
Fatis?
T-Mac got the chance to beat Fahmy.
Yeah, I feel like T-Mac was like that. I feel like there was a part of T-Mac that was playing.
Yeah, and Fahmy had a disgusting game.
Yeah, he did.
Disgusting game.
I-
I don't know why you didn't pull him out.
I did a few
It
times.
was too late by then. It was too late.
Listen, Tony. Tony's the one player that I was disappointed in. I'm gonna be honest with you, because we hyped him up. His first charity game. You know what I'm saying? I was excited to see Tony on the basketball court. You know, I felt like he just let the moment kind of just pass him, you know? Like, he didn't really focus on what was actually, you know, in front of him. Because
He wasn't the only one to mutter. It was a bunch.
I'm just saying Tony because, you know, I feel like Tony's, you know, when you say him trying to make you thinking Tony, you know what I'm saying?
You'll always think that. To be
Yeah.
honest with you. Fahmy is our legend. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm worried that he might not get another chance, Moti. That's what I'm worried about, bro.
You know, if that happens, that happens. He could be, you know, probably working the broadcast crew with AB.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But that's still him being part of the game.
yeah.
So, Fahmy, all respect to him. Hey, you know, it was a bad game, but, you know what I'm saying? He's still a legend in my eyes.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. All right. With that said, first of all, a couple people saying what's going on. Mr. Dabbits, Ahmed Amadi. Bosh, I said. Billy, Moti's a class act. Coach Bosh, chess pieces. If Mo Abdurrab is a ticket master, Faddis is a ticket stub.
Who's that?
Billy.
Oh, so he got upset. Okay. That's fine.
All right.
He's upset that we went without him. He's bummed. He's one of those guys.
No, shout out to you guys, man. Team Dearborn. Wallah, you guys played inspired basketball. Like I was like, you know, from a point of view of someone that like likes basketball, that was a respectable, like, great game, guys.
His brother Fahd,
Teamwork,
man.
Fahd is a great
stepping
team
up.
player. Like Fahd is the type of guy. I see why Bosch puts him on the roster every year, bro.
He plays big time in big games. I've seen it happen several times.
And you can tell he's coachable. And you can tell that he, you know, is not going to ruffle. And, like, he's just going to do his job, bro.
I love
you know?
Fahd, man. I cut into him so hard because I know he can take it.
Yeah.
There was one time where you went hard on him. What were you mad about? Like, it's because he brought his player towards more.
He left Fujo wide open on that corner three, and I just was furious about it because his assignment all week was just to stay on Fujo, man.
I don't think Fujo made that three, though,
He
right?
did
No, he
make
did,
that
he did, he
three.
did.
Oh, he did?
Corner
Okay.
three. That was a big momentum shifter, man.
Okay.
You know, and I yanked him right out.
Yeah.
You know, and he took it, and then he came back and had a big steal for us to start that run in the second half, and it was history after that, man.
Well, respect to you guys. Let's now focus maybe on the whole event. Let's talk about what went right and what went wrong and that. What is it that you guys liked, and what is something that we can look into, inshallah, maybe for next year to improve on? We can, anybody, Moti, we can start off with you on that.
Yeah. First of all, you know, I know I told you one-on-one, but I'm very proud to be your brother, bro. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole event to me, it turned out excellent. You know, for you to get all that, you know, organized and set up, to me, it's just amazing. $26,000, you know, it's also amazing, more than last year. So for me, honestly, other than the game, like I had a bad Friday night where I had to punch my address in navigation to get home. But after that night, and then, you know, Saturday came and, you know, we ended up getting the count of the money. Kind of felt better, and it was actually a great event to me.
Thank you, Moti.
Yeah.
Proud to be your brother as well, of course. We go from right to left. Faddis, you know, thoughts on the event and then thoughts on what can be
The
improved
event
on.
was a great turnout, but you know, the whole idea is to generate as much as we can, right, for the event. So maybe you do have to open it up and see what's gonna draw up more crowds in there. And if we have to get players from outside this tight circle, then so be it. You know, I don't think any of the guys are gonna be upset about it or anything. But I'd love to see Hamtramck versus Dearborn though every year. So maybe we could keep that as a second event, you know, during the year. And
No, it will be Hamtramck versus Dearborn.
yeah. But I'm talking about the CRSD guys.
Oh.
I think that's, you know, our third year. It's kind of building a little bit of momentum, and you know, so maybe we could keep both. I don't know, but I'm definitely open up with getting outside guys.
No, you remember when you recommended that fifth quarter?
Yeah.
Want to do that?
For who? The bad things. You know what? I mean, you got to ask the guys that are probably in the back scenes because the game was so intense.
Yeah.
We were just focused on the game and maybe just talking to a few people that were in the stands and say, hey, you know, from a fan perspective, what do you think we should have done differently? And see what they say. But from our end, I think it was a great event.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I was happy about is that the microphones finally was working because we were 0 for 2 in the first 2 years. So that was one thing I was I kept on harping on before the event. T-Mac, talk to me, man. An overall event, what can be improved on?
Everything was great. For me, I think last year in Dearborn there was more Hamtramck people than Dearborn people, and this year it was crazy how many people from Hamtramck compared to the Dearborn people. So for our side from Dearborn is if we can get more people to come to show out. Yeah, we need more Dearborn people there because it was like what?
What do you think? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That's something that I'm still trying to figure out too, man. Like, what is it? Like, what is it?
I know what it is, man. It's egos. It's egos, man. It's a lot of these guys, man. Honestly, real talk, man. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I was glad we won, bro, but I don't feel like we won. I said this on the text. We won the battle, but we lost the war, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wasn't that place rocking with Dearborn people, man? Why didn't we raise 30, 40,000? I really felt like I was in an environment that was all Hamtramck people. And all I had was just my guys on the sideline. And the few guys that came to support us were sitting right next to us. In all honesty, I maybe seen 3, 4 Dearborn guys on the stands that came and said, "What's up?" And that was it. You guys did a phenomenal job with the concessions and having all these little setups, and the fire department was there and the mayor was there. And I really felt like it was a Hamtramck dominated event. Yeah. And we were the minorities, But when we go to Dearborn, it's still Hamtramck dominant people, So I really think the only way to get that to kind of off balance itself is maybe get some of the younger bucks, man, the fancy guys, the Hakeems, the Hashes, the Surge, man. They bring a crowd, man. I don't know if you guys watched, but when they went to Texas and played in Meba, they broke all the records and all the streams. They're really fun to watch. They're exciting. Maybe we'll get some of the younger guys to come and support, because the older guys ain't going to do it, man. Straight up.
The bothers me is that the older guys don't even support the older guys.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Be your own people, bro. Like they always say.
These are great points, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why you could change the game. But one of the things I appreciate about Bosch is always a straightforward guy. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I respect about him, because it's 100% ego. There's no reason why you won't come support an event like this. Especially if you know about it, and especially because you can't blame it on, it's in Hamtramck, even though Hamtramck is 15 minutes away, all right? Because it was in Dearborn last year. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's very whack, but it's Ramadan. I'm going to try to be as clean as possible.
Inshallah, next year, the goal is to, have the game at Edsel Ford. Make sure we try to book that early. Another thing is, there was a lot of events that happened, subhanAllah, that day. There was a Bassem Youssef event, and then there was Majid Mahmoud had a lecture that had over 1,000 people at the ICD. And there was like another concert, if I'm correct, that day as well, like with some local people that were involved in it. So, I'm going to make sure, like, instead of, because I thought it's a good idea to have it right before Ramadan, but maybe it'll be like 2 weeks before or 3 weeks, because a lot of people probably try to do their major events right before Ramadan as well. So we're not scheduling with 4 different other things happening that day. But overall, alhamdulillah, to me, my personal goal was 20,000. We were able to pass that goal with 26,113, which is the final number. And, the best part, the best part is when I hand that check to the people, which was Hill Palestine for the Palestine one, and then for Yemen was UHF and Give to Gain, and those people are so appreciative. And that's what it is. Everybody came together, and that's the exact reason why we do it, is we hand those checks to them, and they're so appreciative. Hill Palestine, I got to know them over the last week or so, but like I bet you in their mind is like, look at these people like that barely really knew us, and they're handing us a $13,000 check. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just kind of speaks to us as people who we are. And I know that sends a bigger message to them, and they respect it a lot. And to me, that's the best part about all of it. So, if anyone else has anything else they want to say, if not, shout out again to Team Dearborn. They have the 2-1 series lead now. Bosch, what's up, man? Are you going to strap them up next year, or are you going to stick to the coaching, bro? Because we got to match up correctly, man. And ain't nobody really matching up with, I don't know how tall you exactly, but a guy that, your athleticism and stuff like that, bro.
Man, I think I'm going to stay in my lane, bro. I got my guys focused, dialed in, and a lot of these guys I grew up watching and respecting, and really took a lot from their game. Watching T-Mac at the park, Faris at the park, Kamal at the park, Mo Abdurrabba, just being a Southland legend, man. And for them to give me that respect as the younger guy, man, it means a lot to me. So if I can hold on to that, I'll cherish that for the rest of my life, bro. For real.
Well, the whole city of Hamtramck is glad to hear that. All right, we just want to let you know.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, inshallah, hope you guys enjoyed that. We are going to now talk about this crazy NFL free agency that's been going on these last 2 weeks, week and a half. You know, we're going to dive into that. Before we do that, though, Yusuf, can we give a shout out to Qahwah House, which was also one of the vendors at the basketball game. So shout out to Qahwah House, and then we're going to keep things rolling.
You know, if you're ever in need of some coffee, then you have to stop by the best place in the country. You know what that is, Yusuf?
Yeah, man, it's gotta be the Qahwah House.
It's definitely the Qahwah House. It's the first Yemeni coffee shop of its kind. You can stop by Qahwah House to try their famous Yemeni lattes, Adani shahis, mafawad, and jubani coffees. You can also stop by to try their delicious pastries, such as the Yemeni favorite sabaya, everything mini bites, and they even serve sambusas. They have locations in Michigan, New Jersey, New York, and Illinois, with more locations coming to a state near you. So no matter where you're at in the country, be sure to stop by Qahwah House and get a glimpse of what the Yemeni culture is all about. Also, don't forget to download the new Qahwah House app. You can now order your coffee and go, skipping the line entirely. It's like having your own personal barista.
All right, we're officially back. Got a couple of comments. Billy, we definitely needed more support from our Dearborn crew. Sunny, Fatis, a.k.a. Batal. Jose, Ramadan Kirim, you guys. Good win, Dearborn. Congrats, Bosch. Can't wait till next year. Wink at Bosch.
Who's this?
This is Jose.
First,
Shout out Jose, my baby.
Yeah, shout out to
first
Jose.
seat, by the way. First seat, I say.
Yes, and then first coaching seat, you mean?
Facts.
Then Billy Buckets. I think Fatis affected the attendance. Any final comment or any?
Man, he's bitter. I know he's bitter. He's definitely. You know, I didn't see him after the game. He didn't shake my hand. I'll tell you that. But it was a pleasure playing next to the Ticketmaster. I'll tell you that. You know, I'm glad that was a nice. That was a nice like 1 through 12 guys, man. It was.
Doesn't Billy owe you guys Hanith?
Oh,
I mean, it is Ramadan.
it sounds like a ticket stub to me.
Yo, today is Sunday.
Wait. Hold on. He owes Fatty dinner.
Yep.
He owes the Az Media team dinner.
Yeah.
And tonight, I'm officially
Free?
on the Az Media.
There you go.
Oh, facts.
So, Billy, why don't you come and comment on that, please? We're waiting for you.
There you go. With that said, we're going to talk about this NFL free agency. We're going to start off with the Detroit Lions. I feel like the Detroit Lions, has some solid, quiet pickups. We got the trade for Carlton Davis. We picked up Amik Robinson from the Raiders, who, by the way, low-key sleeper corner, man. Like, if you guys paid attention to football, he was solid. He was, I think, their best corner for the Raiders. And then you have, Marcus Davenport when healthy. I was reading the Vikings players. They're laughing, but then, the real people commenting, they were like, when he was healthy, he was solid for us. And then of course, the Lions also picked up DJ Reader, which was probably our biggest pickup in the free agency. Another dog. So as you guys can see, it's been really defensive focus, which is exactly what I thought the Detroit Lions would be doing this offseason, is focusing a lot on the defense, because our offense was top 5 in the NFL, I think, back-to-back years. What are your thoughts, Bosch? What's up with the Lions, man?
I love it, man. I mean, you seen what everybody in our division did, right? You seen the
got running backs.
You got running backs, and Holmes built a brick wall.
Yeah, literally.
So he's not really doing anything beyond his means. He said he was gonna just watch it carefully. He wasn't gonna do any major splashes, and we all know how he gets, man, during the draft, man. In Holmes we trust, man. So I'm excited to see the moves.
Me too, man. Like, people don't realize Brad Holmes didn't pick up players in the draft that filled in holes. He picked up Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
He picked up potential All-Pro players in the draft, which is like huge when it comes to team building. T-Mac, how are the Lions looking in the offseason, man?
They're looking good, man. I mean, what were they, top 5 against the run last year?
Yeah, I think they're number 1, to be honest with you.
Who's going to run on them this year?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be able to run on. McNeil and DJ Reader are both top 10 interior linemen.
Yeah.
So good luck to any running back trying to run against the Lions.
And I love that we're like, our identity is starting to really show. I feel like our identity is really starting to come together. We want to stop the run. Our corners can hopefully check a receiver for 3 or 4 seconds. You know, and then our linebackers make the tackle when needed. You know, Faddis, you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, which, by the way, we're going to talk about teams that been making moves. What the heck is going on with Dallas, by the way? But we'll talk about that.
Hamtramck team. Go ahead.
Can we get it? Well, we're going to get double tilts, all right? There you go. All right. Faddis, Detroit Lions first.
Listen, we were 1/2 away of going to the Super Bowl. Well, you know, Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm confused, man. At one time you was here, you came with a Prescott jersey, you was defending everything in Dallas.
I mean, come on. I mean, you can't go against the Lions, but we were 1/2 away for going to Super Bowl. Offense is set. You don't touch anything there. I mean, we got a great running game, and I love what they're doing, man. Their defense is loading up, and when it comes to crunch time in the playoffs, and you want to rely on that defense to keep you in close games because their offense might, they might stink up a little bit and, be in certain conditions. And so I'm worried about the Davis guy, man. He's a good corner, but he's always hurt. Reader's a great pickup. He's been hurt. So if we stay healthy, we got some depth, I think they'll be up there in the NFC Championship game again. I really do.
And another thing that I love about Detroit is they set themselves up for the first time, I think, in a very long time where they can pick anybody they want. They can pick best available player in the draft, which I think is huge. These are what the great teams do, like Kansas City's and the Baltimore Ravens. Like, they set themselves up so great that when the draft comes, they're picking the best available player.
Right.
They're not picking a player in need. Like, when you talk about the Lions, like, what do we need? Like, it's not really something that we need. I feel like all of our positions have been filled. Now it's like we can just load up on depth and just load up on best available talent. You know what I'm saying? In the draft.
I remember last year, I think it was Moti or Jose in our chat. I was kind of heated about some of the picks that they took, but they sent a chart and it said we got the number 1 tight end in the draft, number 1 safety in the draft, number 1 or number 2 running back in the draft, number 1 linebacker in the draft. Like, how this happen? But it goes back to what Brad Holmes does, man. He just picks the best available and that can fill those voids, and it really showed, man.
Moti, what you think about the Lions offseason, man?
No, I like it, man. But I was gonna bring up that point about Holmes drafting the best available, and because he addressed our needs through trades and signings. But in my opinion, though, I think he's going interior lineman for the draft. Those guys are very very good for a team. Very important for a team. You know what I'm saying? Because they come with that 5th-year option, and linemen get paid. As we see, I think right behind.
Like offensive lineman?
Offensive lineman, offensive lineman, because, Jonah Hill,
Jonah Jackson,
Jonah Jackson, I'm sorry. I watched Jonah Hill movie yesterday. So, but overall, like, the signings, like, I love it. Even though these guys are injury, I'm pretty sure their contracts come with, like, stipulations and all that where, if they miss games, obviously they don't get paid, or, they have to play. It's like incentive-based, and I think, Holmes, had him sign those kind of contracts. But overall, man, I like it. I think we're going to go best available for sure. But I think we're going lineman. If not, we're trading out.
Yeah, I mean, I can see us trading out. But, guys, I know right now we just re-signed Donovan Peoples-Jones. Don't be surprised, man, we get another weapon in this draft, man.
I'm okay with that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like they see the NFC North. Every team kind of has some decent weapons now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like the Lions, Jameson Williams, we're still banking on him, but is he our 2 yet? We don't know. I mean, really, Sam Laporta's our 2, but I don't know how soon they'll do it. I hope that they get linemen and they load up more on defense. But, man, I feel like Brad Holmes is setting himself up where don't expect anything. Like, you can't really – I won't be surprised they just get a big-name receiver. I won't be surprised if they – who knows who they go after, honestly. The door is open for anybody, But one comment I do want to comment is Mike Greeny from ESPN. This is a very interesting situation. He said that the Detroit Lions window has officially closed already, that our opportunity was to win the Super Bowl last year, and that it is now the Packers division in the North. T-Mac, you had a face on you. What are your thoughts on that?
The Packers are scary, man.
They are, man.
They added Josh Jacobs, 3 years younger than Aaron Jones. And for me, the big one is Xavier McKinney, man. A 24-year-old safety, all-pro safety. He had career highs in everything last year. And they got him for 4 years, the prime of his football
And that was
football
that was
career.
one of their weaknesses in the defense, or else their defense
man.
was solid. And to me, their offense is all like 25 and younger, except for Jacobs, 26 and younger. What's up? What do you?
No. Jordan Love is the real deal.
Yeah.
I can't remember which game it was, but bro, this guy was so poised and just
The Chiefs game.
They
is-
should have beat the Niners too.
just bouncing around
should've
the,
beat the
the,
Niners.
the,
They
the
should've beat the
backfield
Niners.
nicely. I mean, the Packers keep hitting on their quarterbacks, man. And those receivers, they remind me of the old Donald Drivers, Robert, what's his name?
What,
Antonio
Jordan?
Freeman
Oh.
and Robert Brooks and those guys. And they lose receivers and they pick up guys and they make big plays, man. And that little guy too that plays the slot,
Reed.
Reed, man.
Michigan State.
I mean, bro, their receiver, they're loaded. I mean, and they got Josh Jacobs on the backfield, Jordan Love. I mean, they're kind of similar to what the Lions are building on. you know?
And they have a lot of draft picks coming up too this year. I think they're like top 5 in terms of like the team with the most draft picks. What are your thoughts, man? You think the Packers are? I personally think Packers are a top 4 team in the NFC for sure.
I think they're top 10 in the NFL period right now, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe they are the biggest threat. Everything that T-Mac mentioned, you know, LaFleur's, look at his numbers in December, man. He doesn't lose. He comes from that umbrella that's excelling in the NFL right now, that Mike Shanahan umbrella, you know, so he knows a thing or two. And they're giving him the keys. And it seems like he knows what he's doing. You know, their entire receiving core right now is basically equivalent to what they could have paid Alan Lazard.
Yeah.
You know, and what's he doing? You know, so shout out to the Packers, man. But I really like what the Lions are doing, and hopefully we can sustain Jordan Love because, man, he is the real deal.
And we got another team in the Bears coming up too, man. The Bears loading up. Moti, do you think the Packers are right now? I don't want to call them the biggest threat. Do you think they're better than the Detroit Lions right now?
I'm gonna answer that.
I mean, I was gonna say you could answer, but I'll go. But yeah, let me answer. Let me answer this right here. AB Abraham is calling. AB, what's going on? Faddis is sitting in your seat and he's comfortable.
Listen. I just got free at work, honest to God. And I started the podcast over. I didn't even watch it from the live spot. And all I know is I hear him saying, maybe he can call in. And why are you sitting in my spot?
Why not? I mean, why not?
Have you been entertaining this podcast?
Why
Have
not?
you been informative? Have you drawn viewers into the podcast?
I called you. I made you call.
No, absolutely. You got me at the tail end of it.
We got Billy
Absolutely.
going. We got Billy going.
Where's Billy at?
He's preparing dinner for Oz Media too.
Well, I saw T-Mac there. T-Mac talking about his Dolphins.
No, he didn't talk about his Dolphins yet.
We're about to.
Not once.
Well, he's still underwater right now.
Oh. I saw the champ Agil Boss coach.
My man, AB.
What's going on,
Moti,
AB?
Obviously, classy of class. No, I got stuck at work.
AB
The
sounds like he's
schedule,
doing a show from like remote. Huh?
Yeah, I can do what I need to do, guys. I just wanted to call and say hello to everybody, and inshallah, hopefully we'll see everybody Wednesday.
Inshallah, AB.
Inshallah.
Get
AB.
you,
We'll see you
man.
Wednesday.
Shout out to you, AB.
All right, guys, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, take it easy, man.
Later.
Why? The game's
Bye.
Wednesday? Is the game Wednesday?
They're getting together to eat.
We're doing
Oh.
a Ramadan. I think a Ramadan iftar.
Oh,
The whole
okay.
league.
Seriously,
Hey, we didn't get that message.
Right, we didn't get that invite out.
It's in 40 and over.
No, we ain't coming now.
who's we?
Well, is it really a message?
Yeah.
The CRSD
They sent it
broadcast.
today?
Yeah.
Khalid Abdullah sent it.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, I haven't looked at it yet.
You all need
That's today,
iPhones.
right? He sent that message today, right?
He just sent
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I just want to read this off right quick. A couple people. Last time Faddis invited anyone, Emmitt Smith was relevant. Jose said, "I'm never a fan of Bad Holmes trading picks. I'd rather have him draft a player." That is also true, I guess. You know, he does a great job with it. He always finds studs. Zach said, "I don't know how the window closed when no one expected the Lions to go that far last year." So
Good point.
I mean, Moti, go back to you, I guess.
Yeah.
What were you saying now about?
No, I was saying I thought Packers were a threat last year. Honestly, they beat the Lions. That second time was convincingly, man. It was at home, and I think what Brad Holmes did this year, as far as the acquisitions and the signings and in the draft, what he do? He's gonna beef up that defense, so just so they could compete versus a team like Green Bay, because they're our threat in our division. And also San Francisco. San Francisco ran, I think they had like 155 rushing yards on us. So we want to make sure our secondary, our interior linemen, our linebackers, they're all in sync. And I think we improved in those categories. But I do think Lions are a team to beat.
I do too. I do so too, and I'm looking at like how can we lose to some of the teams, right? So to me, we're doing a great job of grabbing corners to hang with like the Green Bay Packers, who have like 4 or 5 receivers they could throw out there. But to me on offense, that's why I mentioned that like don't be surprised we get one more weapon, because I really do think we're missing that that
Mike Williams?
Yes,
I
like
don't-
that player that we could throw it up to. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you need another weapon.
One more, because
I mean, you're top 5 in offense. You got a great running game, so that's going to open up any weapon you have, really. So why don't you use that resource and put it on the defensive side?
because we got 7 picks and we still got a little bit of money to play with. That's what I'm saying. Like it could be a 3rd round pick, even if it's a 3rd round.
I
defense.
rather strengthen our defense than our.
So you
current
think all
offense.
7 picks need to go to the defense? Is what that's
Not
what I'm
all 7. No, you need depth. You need depth.
Yeah.
If you need a lineman, you got to go get a lineman.
We do need a
get
guard.
a backup tackle just in case one of those guys go down. Right?
I think we're gonna get a guard. I think we're gonna get a tackle, like another pass rusher. I think we're gonna get another
Or
corner.
You get a hybrid
No,
lineman. that
corner
can
room
play
is
both,
already set.
So you don't
The
waste 2 picks.
salary cap for the corner room
But-
is already set. I confirmed it.
I mean,
they might get a safety since they
A
lost.
safety for sure. Safety.
Is anybody going to the draft? It's in Detroit this year.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be around it because I work. I mean, I do some work with Detroit Pal, and they were planning on doing some stuff at their facility.
Rico's apartment is right there.
Rico's apartment is literally right there. I mean, dude. First of all, we should be figuring out how we can like. This is a huge thing, man.
We gotta go, man.
We should
We
have
gotta
an
go.
Asbury show right there.
I mean, I'm not debating on putting some stuff
We could
about
do
what
like
I can do.
Mel Kiper and.
I mean, that crowd's going to be crazy, guys. It's not.
It'd be nuts. I love it.
I don't know, man.
could we have
Dude,
a show
I'm-
during the
I'm a-
live draft?
I'm gonna do something.
We should do a show while the
Hey,
live draft.
on the
Not
rooftop.
here.
On the rooftop.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
right
be
there.
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah.
I can make
sure.
some
On
calls. I
Woodward.
can make some calls for
We're
real.
gonna have to make something happen. Rather if it's a show or we're gonna be doing something, but something's needed to be done, man. It's coming to Detroit. We don't know when the next time it's ever gonna be in Detroit. And plus, we have a Super Bowl legitimate team, so like the crowd's gonna be nuts for Detroit,
It
bro.
is, yeah.
So it's gonna be exciting.
Well, I'm gonna come with my cowboy hat.
Yeah. So going back to that, let's talk about that. So now let's talk about teams that have been doing a great job in free agency, what to watch out for. And I just want to start off with, we were here about 3 weeks ago, Bosch and Moti. I know you guys remember. And I was like, we were talking about the Atlanta Falcons, and I was like, who should they add? I was like, they should go after Kirk Cousins. I was like, that would be a great ad for the team because every single one of those players, fantasy-wise, to me, would we'll have a big boost.
Yep.
But I also think they're just a quarterback away from winning that division. I think the Atlanta Falcons, so far, to me, are one of the winners in free agency. I think they got in a lot of pieces. To me, defensively, they're already middle of the pack. Offensively is what they were struggling in. They got a couple receivers, Darnell Mooney, Rondell Moore. They got Kirk Cousins. So, to me, the winner of this free agency so far, for me, is Atlanta Falcons. What are your thoughts? Fattest, definitely not the Cowboys. I don't know. Have they picked up anybody?
Nope.
They picked up one
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. They picked up
Eric Hendricks.
Eric Hendricks,
the
yeah.
former Vikings
and then they
Chargers
cut
linebacker.
Michael Gallup?
No. They cut.
Yeah, they did cut him.
the
Michael
crazy
Gallup got
linebacker
released.
from the longest yard. What was my man's name?
Arik Armstead?
Oh,
No, Van der Bosch.
Van Der Esch, yeah.
Van Der Esch.
They cut him, or I thought he was
He
retiring.
failed his physical.
Failed
Boise
physical.
State.
Okay.
Michael Gallup got released, yes. I mean, the Cowboys are not. I mean, I think they're just.
Dude, I think they took a step back, man.
They messed up
Pollard
because
went to the Titans.
Yeah.
you got CeeDee Lamb who's going to get 100 million. You got Parsons who's going to get 100 million, and then they're trying to work out Dak. So
Who's the running back, Fattest?
Rico Dowdell.
that's who they have right now.
No,
I mean-
seriously, who?
I mean, I think they're going to go after Dobbins from the Ravens. He's the only one that's probably going to take maybe a cheap 1-year deal and
Yeah.
and
Earn it deal.
like a prove it deal.
Prove it deal,
and
yeah.
he could be a Cowboy. And he's a good running back.
Yeah,
He is.
He is.
No, dude, he's done, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Two,
no,
what,
he's
what,
not.
what,
No, no,
two
he's
three,
ACL?
like three, I
Or-
think.
or-
No,
One
not three.
Achilles,
Not three.
one ACL, one Achilles.
No, he
for
had
sure.
one in
Yeah.
college.
I think he had
Yeah.
one in college.
He had one
too.
in college and he had two in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
Crazy.
so he might. I mean, but he might get a cheap 1-year deal and prove.
Yeah,
prove
for sure,
himself.
for
You know-
sure.
You know how these guys
I would
fight.
take a risk.
Look what happened to homeboy in Philly.
Swift?
Yeah, look what he did.
What are you talking about?
I mean, he didn't get hurt for the first time.
Oh, you're
'cause
talking
it was a
about
1-year
prove it deal?
Yeah,
That's what he mean? Yeah, I'm just talking about like those lower like
He got
injuries.
overpaid.
But the,
though. He got overpaid.
the Cowboys are they're working on getting those 3 superstar players on the team, and I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to get a lot of minimum players around the team. So I don't think they're going to do any good. But going back to what you were saying about the Falcons, Kirk Cousins, Mr. Reliable, Drake London, you said Rondell Moore, great slot guy,
Kyle Pitts.
gadget player, Kyle Pitts, AJ Robinson,
Darnell Mooney's a good receiver too.
AJ Robinson. They got a good O line too, and Kirk Cousins is playing a dome again. So
He is older. He is coming off an Achilles, man.
yeah,
so.
but he's a quarterback, you know. And he's not really used.
Bro,
with
they had
the-
freaking Tyler Heineke and Desmond Ritter playing quarterback for them, like, and Arthur Smith as a
and
coach.
they were competing.
They were competing.
You know, they got a great running game.
They lost some
They got
close
weapons.
games too.
Yeah.
The Falcons could make some. You know what?
They can win the division.
They could easily. Yeah, they could win the division.
They are going to
easily.
win the division, guys. The Atlanta Falcons, I'm calling it out now. It's still March. The Atlanta Falcons will win the division next year. To me, the Bucks were not that great.
Baker Mayfield, another 1 year guy. Look what he did.
Yeah. No, for sure.
He got $100 million.
$100 million. Yeah.
T-Mac, Dolphins, quickly, you know, they've been kind of quiet in free agency. Did a couple replacements. And a couple.
They picked up some older guys, some decent guys. They picked up Shaq Barrett, Jordan Poyer. They also picked up Kendall Fuller.
Yeah.
But they lost Christian Wilkins.
And they
Howard.
lost- and
Big
Xavier
Howard's
Howard.
out.
Xavier
and
Howard.
Xavier Howard.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Jalen Ramsey yippity yapping again is not a good sign that the locker room is really help as you know, I feel like when players start talking, I think it speaks more about the locker room than anything. And for Jalen Ramsey to start and like, you know, put some words out there that are like disrespectful to the organization in a way, I'm starting to think that the Dolphins are trending in the wrong direction a little bit, man.
They brought him in because they thought he was going to be one of those final pieces to make that nice run with Nick Xavier Howard. But I think he got hurt again, right? He tore his ACL
Yeah.
in summer camp.
He missed like
And then he
3
came in
months.
November or December or something like that. And
Yeah, but
So-
Howard was getting hurt too. But that Wilkins loss is huge.
Big time.
100%.
You know, he's top 2, top 3 easily in the NFL.
That's because Chubb is still hurt and Jalen Phillips is still hurt.
Jalen Phillips got hurt too. Yep.
So, T-Mac, who do you think have won the offseason as well? Like any team that sticks out to you that more than others?
The Falcons and the Packers.
You like the Packers too?
The Packers, man, they two solid moves, two
Let's
great
not forget
moves.
about the Eagles.
And the Eagles too. Yeah, they picked up Bryce Huff.
Just because you don't make any picks doesn't mean you know.
No, they picked up the
as
pass
long as you're not
rusher from
losing
the
your
Jets,
pieces,
man.
you're considered to be a winner too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Kelsey retired, we know that, but they
And
could
Fletcher Cox, by the way.
And them
Yeah,
getting
but-
Saquon is huge, man.
Yeah.
Playing in
Yeah,
the same division too.
Saquon's a big pickup. That's one
Bro.
player that I'm interested in seeing in fantasy. Like, I feel like he's gonna get a lot of touchdowns. But we'll see, I guess, and go from there. But I mean, I like the Eagles. I'm looking at the NFC right now. I feel like the NFC got a lot better this offseason because to me, we were the weaker conference. The AFC was loaded with big name quarterbacks. But I feel like the NFC this year took a step forward, which is why I think the Lions are doing what they're doing. They're preparing for what's going on around them. Who do you think sticks out the most from this free agency?
Surprisingly, man, I like what the Steelers did. They were like moving in silence. You know, I think Patrick Queen, man, in the prime of his career, you know, Steelers love those guys, man. You know, in the middle guys that still curtain, that's true to their culture and what they do over there. And then Russell Wilson, man, I still think he got it, man. I think Denver kind of threw in the towel on him, paid him a bunch of money. I think he's going to light it up with them. And having Justin Fields as a backup is not a bad thing, man.
Steelers is a good pick.
Yeah.
They got two quarterbacks, one for a minimum, $1 million,
Yeah.
and another one for a 6th-round pick.
Round pick,
Who
depending on
both can
playing
be
time.
legitimate starters.
And they let go of quarterbacks, you know, that were just, and they still managed. By the way, they made the playoffs last year, right? Pittsburgh did, or did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
made it.
they still managed to make the playoffs with those guys. So yeah, I think Pittsburgh is a team. That's actually a great point. I sent this message in our other fantasy league. I said this, and I was like, this is why it's so important as GMs to have a good relationship with other GMs. Because you never know when a team is ready to give up on somebody, and just by you having that relationship and just checking in on them, you get yourself a great deal. Like, I think any team in the league would have took Justin Fields as a backup quarterback for a 6th rounder. You know, like just a project.
God.
As a project.
Jeez,
Like,
at best a 4th rounder. At best,
Like-
based on playing time.
Do you guys know there was a part of his life or his career where he was in MVP talks because of the numbers that he was pulling up, like how he was running and throwing and stuff like that? I mean, I know it was like a couple of weeks, but still, like, you're talking about a guy to me that has so much left in his tank and now has a chip on his shoulder, and you're bringing him in a great situation. Pittsburgh's in a great situation because they have.
Okay, you made a good point. would you pay Kirk Cousins $100 million guarantee, or would you have traded a 6th-round pick for Justin Fields?
So in Atlanta's situation, I would have taken Kirk Cousins because the weapons that they have around them, the way that offense is built, they need a Kirk Cousins on that team. Like they need a guy that can move the ball and move the chains. Justin Fields is the type of person where the offense can be around him. You know what I'm saying? And Pittsburgh's offense, the way that they're built, it's like they're more of a running kind of base team. Like they really need to get a receiver because all they got is George Pickens now because Deontay Johnson got traded. So like that's what I'm saying. Like Justin Fields can come on that team and move the ball in his own way, and they can build it like like tight end dumps. George Pickens go deep. Whereas Atlanta, they have so many weapons. They need somebody that can get them the ball, man. And Justin Fields is not that guy.
We're not playing Madden here.
I'm for real though.
He's playing the Bengals. He's playing the Ravens. And who else is in that division?
Browns.
The Browns.
The Browns. So Justin Fields is not your guy. I'm sorry. Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's a starter.
We grew up watching this guy. Unbelievable quarterback, man. Unbelievable quarterback. And then, Seattle, I guess they knew something, and they traded him for a bunch of picks, and Denver got suckered in committing to him. And I don't know. I don't, they don't have a receiver now, number 2 receiver. Even Pickens. Pickens is...
he's the number 2. He's not a 1.
He's really inconsistent.
They want to play the old school, like Seattle. When Seattle won with Russell Wilson, they weren't throwing a lot. It was a lot of running and dump offs and
don't forget
Marshawn Lynch.
They got Darnell Washington, man. Great pick, tight end, top guy.
And they got Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, bro. 2 capable backs that'll get
Warren,
10, 15 touches every game.
He
Both
was a nice fantasy piece
tough
last
division,
year.
though. Very tough division.
It is a tough division. It's going to be interesting to see. Even Cincinnati, they're not done yet. That T. Higgins situation can change a lot. And by the way, they really were going after Justin Jefferson. They offered T. Higgins and 2 first-rounders for Justin Jefferson. So how crazy would that have been if Joe Burrow would have had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson on the same team like in college? Moti, overall, who do you thought had a great offseason?
Yeah, I like what Philly did. That was my team, but I'm gonna stay up with the North, man. NFC North teams, I think they all kind of improved in a way, except Minnesota. I like what Chicago did. Chicago is giving Caleb Williams weapons. They want him to be successful from day one, and I like that for a rookie quarterback. And then Green Bay did what they did, but I also like what the Lions did, man. So
don't sleep on the champs. They got a nice pickup.
Yeah,
too.
I told who did I say Yusuf yesterday?
Rice came really strong in his rookie year. It's hard for receivers to make an impression, and that guy could run after the catch.
Yeah,
he's got good hands. Now they got Marquise Brown next to him with Kelsey.
Yeah,
don't sleep.
Oh, the champs. Yeah.
Don't sleep on the Chiefs.
No, that was a good pickup. I
love that pickup.
Yeah.
They're the best team. Oh, you know what? That usually made me remind that because I said this to Yusuf too yesterday. AFC. I mean, obviously the Chiefs are still the best team, but I believe the second best team in the AFC.
Don't say the Raiders.
And now the Houston Texans.
Oh, yeah, he's Texas.
Because they got Mixon?
Bro, first of all, what are you talking about?
Man, Hunter.
They got Danielle Hunter, the defensive end.
Vikings. Okay.
They got Mixon, as
you said. Al Shahir, who was 5th in tackles last year.
To me, that is a play the Lions should have gotten. He's a sleeper.
They picked up Autry, who had double-digit sacks last year. Houston's good. It's just they got a tough schedule. They got to play the first-place schedule next year.
Yeah.
So they got to play all the division winners.
And it's okay because I really believe that Houston is going to be a problem. Like the Lion Houston, we have a problem. I think they are. I think they're better than Baltimore. I think that's like the next team to me that's up. Like who I know you call me crazy, but to me they got Nico, they got they got Tank Dell, and then they have Noah Brown. They have the trio receivers with Dalton Schultz. They got Mixon. They got Damian Pierce. They got C.J. Stroud. Houston is going to win that division, and I think they're going to be the second best team competing with the Chiefs. When it matters.
Is unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
he's the real deal.
He is, and dude, with those weapons, he was throwing the ball to nobody's a couple weeks.
Noah Brown was special teams player for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
his whole career.
Yeah,
Nico was nobody, and
Nico's getting drafted in the second round in fantasies and mock drafts. Will you take him in the second round?
Wow, he was getting my.
I
took him in the 11th round this past season. 11th.
He's getting picked 19, 20, 21 in mock drafts.
Wow. Where's Tank going? At least
third. Fourth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tank was playing as good as Nico until he got hurt.
Yeah. So one of those situations. So I mean, I just wanted to throw out there in Houston. The Bears, I mean, I know you said the NFC North teams. I mean, the Bears made some good moves too. I mean, they just loaded up a lot of players, and I think don't be surprised if the Bears make like 3 teams from the NFC North make the playoffs with the Packers, Bears, and the Lions. And I know y'all might be like, that's weird, but the Lions might not win the division. I think they are. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFC. But even if we didn't, I still think when it comes to playoff time, we are one of the best teams, if not the best teams in the NFC. Like, just because the Packers are going to be good. And we do have, like you said, the number 1 teams in each conference this year on our schedule because we finished number 1.
Yeah.
So we do have those games. And if you do look at our schedule now, especially now with the improvement of the NFC, there's about a good 5-6 losses you could put on there, man. We finished 12-5 last year. Don't be surprised if we finish 11-6 next year, but still somehow be better. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But we'll see. We'll see. Those were the NFL talks. We got a couple of commenters saying we have a guard that we drafted last year, and he has started 3 games. Kobe Sorstler Smith.
Yeah, but he's struggling though.
Yeah.
He struggled last year.
And Texans won the off season. So that's what was said. Well, it's already 4:12. I didn't even know it was that late. You know, we went over an hour already. Yusuf, let's run one more ad, and then we just maybe just quickly touch on NBA or NCAA basketball, whichever one y'all want to talk about. Let's give a shout out, Yusuf, to the BC Adhesives. Shout out to BC Adhesives since we've been talking about Green Bay. Friends over there out in Wisconsin, I know they're excited. And then we will close out the show. So shout out to BC Adhesives.
You know, I believe it's very important for every team to stick together. And what I do here at Oz Media to make sure we are all one glue is I stop by BC Adhesives.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what it's used for.
Nah, Yusuf, it's not. But you can go to BC Adhesives for all your industrial adhesives needs. They do food packaging, book binding, product assembly, and many other industrial services. So if you're in need of adhesives for your business or having trouble with your current adhesives applications, you can contact them by phone 1-888-679-9825 or go to their website at www.bcadhesives.com.
All right, T-Mac will just talk about the NBA and how the young teams have taken over. We pretty much we're already over an hour on the show, so we're gonna just try to just recap of just the whole day today and any final words or final comments, and maybe we talk a little bit more NBA next time we are here. Any final words, final comments? I mean, it could be about the NBA too if you want to say anything or any last minute things or any the NCAA tournament's coming up as well. It's officially gonna begin this week. So anything you guys don't want to say about any sports? We can start off with you, Bob.
Man, just, I'm going to go off what Amar said, man. Just really proud that, we got closer, through the fantasy league and everything that you do for us, Amar, man. You truly are a reflection of who we are, and everything you did for the event, man. It means a lot. I know we all say we try to help when we can, man, but you went above and beyond, man. Kudos to you, man. If we can give him a round of applause, Yusuf, that'll be pretty dope, man. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate you, Bosh. Thank you, man. T-Mac, any final words, final comments?
No, thank you for everything, man. We appreciate you for everything that you do. That charity game was amazing. Inshallah, we can keep it up every year.
Inshallah. And by the way, we have a guy shooting that documentary, so I'm actually looking forward to it. I don't know when he's going to finish, and I'm not even going to put no pressure on him. Just don't be surprised, like sometime in June, I send you a link to the documentary. So I think that's going to be, the live feed, obviously, got a lot of stuff going on. But the documentary, I think he's going to be capturing some cool stuff. And
In regards to the game or
it's everything. Like I said, the charity game documentary. Yeah. So
Okay.
we had some coaches interviews beforehand. We had interviews with, some of the players, beforehand. And he's been kind of, going around. We've been capturing some film. It's like a lot of stuff. He's been capturing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And then obviously he was at the games as well. So there's been a lot of recording that we've been doing before the game, leading up to the game, and obviously at the game too.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, he's doing, and this is what he does too. Like with me, I was just kind of putting it all together like a night before and stuff. But this guy's been doing it for like a month before.
You got any inside the huddle videos?
Yeah,
in your team?
I forgot he was doing the documentary. I kind of want to take back some things I said. You know what I'm saying?
What things?
I called him Chami Guy's dogs. You know what I'm saying? And then we're like Chihuahuas.
Oh yeah. I remember Moti was he was hyping him up.
No, I'm joking, man. I love those guys.
Yeah, those are great guys, man. Like listen, we love, we all respect one another and all that. It's just one of those things
You
where.
made a mistake letting the Ticketmaster play, man.
Nah, hey, I respect the Ticketmaster, honestly.
Yeah, Mo Abdurrahman is the man,
It was
bro.
fun to watch, man.
Yeah,
He's
It
a
was fun to watch.
class act, man.
Well,
All class.
even Omar as well, like great
Even
guys,
Omar,
man.
yeah, for sure.
I'm so happy that was the choice that you wanted to roll with,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely,
Because,
me too.
like, one, obviously, the fact that he even brought people that were donating as well, respectively. But just two, it was the perfect situation. The event was for Yemen for
He should be
Palestine.
involved every year, Mo. I'll be honest with you.
I know for him, Tramic's sake, I'm not too sad about that.
I mean, we're gonna
But he
obviously
should be.
match him now.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna match the
Oh,
talent now.
Yeah.
Watch your sleeves
Right,
now.
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah, but no, he should be.
Always up
Yeah.
to something, Mo.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not coaching
I
anymore.
bet. What?
I'm not coaching.
Whoa,
anymore.
whoa, whoa!
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Whoa!
Air horn, give him an air horn right
Whoa.
quick,
I'm
man.
not coaching anymore. Yeah.
Listen, Moti just saying
That's
this
the mic
right
drop.
now.
Maybe I'm in my
Fresher?
feelings right now.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
I'm in my
is.
feelings
He's in
right
his
now.
Fresh
feelings
from
right now.
JJ?
It's Ramadan right now.
Maybe I'm in my feelings.
Let's
man.
let him be right now.
So
Moti.
Jose's taking over?
I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was hoping we were gonna
Probably
go
out.
throughout this whole show without Moti saying that, and I should have ended. We should have already ended it already, and Moti just put it out there. But don't worry about it. I mean, inshallah khair. I mean, whatever he wants at the end
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
day.
It's not a big deal, guys.
Yeah, but
Somebody
we'll
from
see.
Hamtramck will coach, inshallah. So
I mean, we'll see. Well, it ain't gonna just be anybody. I can tell you that right now. But with that said, did you give your final words, final comments? I don't know if you
Yeah,
did.
we're
Okay,
good, yeah.
we're good to go.
AB, I
Moti?
love the seat, by the way.
Yeah,
whatchamacallit, inshallah, has been a good Ramadan for everybody, man. I was telling the guys before the show, this is my best Ramadan so far in a few years. Alhamdulillah, maybe it's just all the good things we're doing. Allah is rewarding us for it. So, yeah.
Inshallah.
inshallah, and Ramadan Kareem to everybody that's watching. Hope you enjoyed this show. Again, season 3, episode 25 of the Fantasy Guys. We'll see you all next time.